Actor, comedian, musician, and physician Ken Jeong joining us, a native of North Carolina. So am I.
Yeah, really? Where are you from?
I was born in High Point.
Oh, my gosh. I'm from Greensboro, dude.
Right.
We're practically cousins.
You guys
We're
passed
practically family.
You guys passed each other on bicycles probably when you were kids, you know?
Well, or a tractor or a bicycle. I'm not really sure. Depends on what day of the week it was.
Star of the show, Dr. Ken on ABC, and of course we know you from The Hangover too. Love those roles for you. Do you get people going up to you talking in that voice all the time in public?
Oh, all the time, man. And it's the best because I wouldn't have a career. I wouldn't be talking to you guys if it wasn't for The Hangover. I wouldn't have my own show, if it wasn't for The Hangover. So, I'm very, very grateful for that movie. And, I'm definitely, some people, it takes one thing to make them pop. And that certainly was that for me.
Were you actually naked in the trunk?
Yes, I was. I was naked in the trunk, and that was my idea.
Was that?
It is.
Was that the first time that you were naked in a trunk before, or no?
Say it again.
Was that the first time you've been naked in a trunk?
No, I to prepare for the role, I was naked in several trunks, as a good actor would do, and I would go around. I'd go around Vegas and Reno, for that matter, just to surprise people out of their trunks naked.
Do you ever have fun with?
Did I get arrested? Yes. Did it cause a lot of problem with the studio? Yes. That's what an actor does. That's for the art, bro.
It was worth it.
Really getting into the role. When people come up to you and they do the Mr. Chow impression, do you have fun with it? Because do they believe maybe you really talk like that? Do you ever give it back to them and just stay with the character voice?
No, I honestly, I can't keep enough of a straight face to engage that, because it's just so surreal when people start doing the Chow voice to me, because it's so deliberately over the top, and it's a deliberate joke. In my head, I'm making fun of that stereotype, that accent, and so there's a lot of thought I put into that to be that subversive while doing the accent. So it just really makes me laugh when people are doing that voice, and I don't know. It's just very, very funny to me.
Did you base that on a family member or somebody in the neighborhood or anything like that?
It's funny you ask that. There was, it really was a fictional character and accent. But I'm Korean and my wife is Vietnamese,
mm-hmm.
and just to make my wife laugh, I did this, and it's really funny because I don't think anyone notices in the first Hangover. I shift the accents a little bit. I'm just being an actor right now that no one cares about these details. No one really needs to know how the sausage is being made. But since you asked, it was I do play around with the accents in the movie, because I only shot the movie for like 4 days.
Uh-huh.
And so me and Todd Phillips, the director and writer, were just kind of tinkering with that accent, and then right in the last scene in the movie, which was the last scene that I shot, where we're in the desert, that really kind of, okay, now we finally got the voice. So I was really kind of tinkering around, and I settled on a voice that would very over the top, very like trying to actually something that I thought that would make my wife laugh, and I actually speak in Vietnamese when I'm speaking to my bodyguards to release Black Doug, and I say, and it sounds like I say like release the prisoner, but in Vietnamese I say chicken die. So I was like, I literally was just trying to fart around the whole time, because you're just kind of making fun of those kind of roles in many ways, and no one knew or cared. And so there's about three Vietnamese phrases I say in that movie as an inside joke between me and my wife.
That's great.
You mentioned your wife, and I think it's kind of interesting. Many folks don't know your new show here that is on Friday nights. You're Dr. Ken, but you're a real doctor in real life, and that's how you met your wife. But your wife went through a situation, and that really catapulted you into the comedy world.
Well, to your point, my wife is a breast cancer survivor, and she's I'm happy to say over 7 years cancer-free.
Great.
And she's doing great. And during that time, she was going through chemotherapy in The Hangover. I almost didn't do that movie, and it was really her insistence, to film the movie. And while I was doing it, because I was, she saw that I was having a little bit of caregiver burnout, and it was basically a couple of days every 2 weeks, I think for like 4 days, we shot The Hangover, and the studio was amazing, where they flew me to Vegas and back, and those guys became family to me, in The Hangover. It was really like therapy to doing that role, because, you really feel like, okay, I got nothing to lose, So there was definitely kind of a fearlessness that I played Mr. Chow, because, going through that and actually, we have a happy outcome, with that, but you realize life is short and you just got to go for it. And it definitely changed my style of acting, because of what we went through. And really it's something I've taken hard ever since. Just always go for it. You can, it's only a movie. It's only a TV show. You can just take big swings,
Right.
And I think that's kind of how I've operated ever since.
We're talking to Ken Jeong on the Talk of the Town at 100.7 FM WUTQ. You've got twin daughters, I read here. Sometimes that's genetic. Do you have other cases of twins in your family tree?
No, not to my knowledge, but it is, but Alexa and Zoe, they're 8 years old right now. They're in third grade, and it is the best. I mean, Dr. Ken does mirror. I wouldn't say it does. It's like exactly like my family life, but that started from the platform of me being a doctor and a family man, and it definitely utilizes those worlds, but also kind of blends, the type of comedy attitude that I've had since The Hangover. So it's a blend of all three worlds, and it's something that I co-created and write on. So it really is. It's been the most fulfilling experience, in terms of just kind of like being behind the scenes and in front of the camera I've ever had. It's just, there's an episode we did a few days ago that we shot. Will be shown in March. It's so powerful and it's so emotional. It was unexpectedly traumatic. It's probably one of the best, if not the most, best moments of my career, just as an actor.
Looking forward to it. I think maybe our time is up with you. Would you just do a quick ID for our radio show, please?
Sure.
Yeah, just say who you are and just call it the Talk of the Town. Go right ahead. You can make fun of us. You can say whatever you want.
Hi, this is Ken Jeong, and you're listening to the Talk of the Town.